Here's today's devotional. This week's series is on disciplines and small habits. Today is day 2 on why motivation keeps disappearing. Motivation feels powerful when it is present, but unstable when it becomes the only thing carrying your habits. Some days feel energized, focused, ready to improve. Other days, everything suddenly feels heavier. And when motivation disappears, discipline suddenly feels much more difficult than expected. You tell yourself, I'll restart tomorrow, but eventually tomorrow starts repeating itself. Not because you are lazy, because emotions naturally fluctuate. And if your structures depend entirely on emotional energy, consistency becomes fragile. You keep refreshing your goals mentally, hoping inspiration will suddenly return strongly enough to carry you forward again. But motivation was never designed to sustain everything permanently. That is why structure matters. In 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24 through 27, it says, "Do you not know that in a race all runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the game goes into strict training. They do it to get the crown that will not last, but we do it to get the crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it a slave so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." This passage reflects intentional discipline developed throughout repeated practice and self-control rather than emotional impulse alone. The passage emphasizes steady training over consistent intensity. And in Proverbs 21, verse 5, it says, "The plan of the diligent leads to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty." It connects consistent diligence with long-term stability and direction. The passage reflects thoughtful persistence rather than emotional reactive effort. Motivation disappears because feelings change constantly. Some mornings feel easier than others. Some seasons feel emotionally heavier than others. That is part of being human. But discipline grows when action stops depending entirely on emotional readiness. So, you don't need to shame yourself for fluctuating motivation. You simply may need systems stronger than temporary inspiration, because lasting growth rarely survives throughout emotion alone. It usually grows through repeated choices made quietly over time. Hope this one helps.